It is Monday night, and we're feeling all right. Episode 501, and let's just say an almighty episode coming your way. We're talking about week one of the NFL preseason. Who stood out? Who disappointed us? NBA schedule is revealed opening night and Christmas Day. WWE to ESPN and UFC to Paramount. We're going to talk all about it tonight on the Flex Zone Podcast. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell, vote on the poll. What was your favorite moment from week one of the preseason? And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Check us out. Let's get to it. Episode 501. That's right. It is another episode of the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place, fellas, giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Episode 501, getting it done. An almighty episode, to say the least. If you know, you know. But you guys know the drill by now. The usual spiel. Hit the like button, hit the bell. Come on over to YouTube if you're watching on that. Subscribe to what we do here. Lots of content, as always. Moving towards the NFL regular season. Another illustrious guest walking through that Flex Zone forbidden door. You guys know who I am. Yours truly, God's favorite host. And let's kick things off with the one, the only social media producer. Back again, the one and only Big Raj. He just got his workout in, and he's feeling all right. What's up, Raj?
No bread, no water, just meat.
Finish him, Daddy.
What's up, Raj?
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Big Raj here. Got another illustrious guest after coming from episode 500 to 501. So can't wait to talk to Big B from the Steelers podcast. Can't wait to talk to him.
Let's get to it. The next man, one half of the founding fathers, the co-founder, the senior producer, captain of the Goofy Ship. If you watch those Goofies every week, you know the great content he puts out, and he's sure to make you laugh. His Commanders might have made him a little upset this past weekend, but it is the one, the only, Cravante, baby.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders.
After that performance, they don't get a whole song.
Just stupid. Jam.
Yeah.
Oh, jam. Well, now that's goofy.
Yeah. It just proves what I already thought. We're not deep. we have no depth, but Adam Peters doing his best to try to get it together. So at this point, it's starters or busts. But we have some things to look forward to, but depth is a problem, is an absolute problem. But I am looking forward to our guests, so we get this thing started.
Yes. As we move closer towards the NFL season, less than a month away, we are actually 1 week into the preseason. We are going around the NFL, covering all the teams, giving them some love, showing them some appreciation. And you guys know here on the Flex Zone Podcast, we don't just cover the Ravens. We don't just cover the Commanders. We cover all 32 NFL franchises. And this brother covers one of the most historic, illustrious franchises in the history of the NFL. He is from the Steelers Almighty Podcast. Before he comes up here, make sure you guys click that link in the live chat. Go head over to his channel. Show him some love. Subscribe. Tell him that the Flex Zone sent you. It is the one, the only, Brien Hanley from Steelers Almighty Podcast, better known as Big B. And we're doing things big here on the Flex Zone, and he's so gracious to join us. Put your hands together, make some noise, and welcome him to the Flex Zone Podcast. Big B, what's up from Steelers Almighty?
What's happening, fellas? What's going on, man?
What's up, Big B? How you doing, my guy?
I am doing well. Appreciate you guys having me.
Appreciate you, my guy. And like we say, it's all love. Even though you love the Steelers, we still got love, and we love your work, man. It's no bias over here. We cover all teams and keep it real. So for those who don't know, how can they keep up with you? Who are you? What do you do? Because you make some great content over there at Steelers Almighty.
Yeah, we're at Steelers Almighty on YouTube. Anywhere that you get podcasts, we put out, weekly podcasts on anywhere, Google, Spotify, all the good stuff. So anywhere you get a podcast, you'll find that. But we do a ton of work over on YouTube, especially during training camp. We've been live after every practice. We get about 8 shows every week. So if you like good Steeler football content, come over, follow, subscribe. Memberships, we got merch out, we got a lot of stuff going on, man. We've been doing it for about 16 months, so we're moving.
Yes, I was going to say, talk a little bit about how the podcast kind of came to be, and I guess we can kind of go into with training camp here, first preseason game down. I watched a little bit of your post game about the game with the Jaguars. You had the 70-yard field goal, but they came out predominantly healthy, which I know is always a good thing. How you feeling so far, training camp and then heading into the regular season?
I mean, like you mentioned, we got out healthy. That's the main thing you want to get out of, any preseason game is everybody healthy. That happened. They got some good work in. They looked decent. The first 2 units looked pretty good. And they were going against some starters from Jacksonville, the first unit too. So it wasn't that they were going against a bunch of second and third stringers. Now, whether you think Jacksonville is going to be good or not, that's a different conversation. But at least they were going against ones and looked good doing it. And the thing about it is 4 of the 5 Steelers offensive linemen were out there, but nobody else, like starting wide receiver, starting quarterback, starting running back. None of the secondary. I mean, it was all backups, out there for the most part, and young guys. And the Steelers look good. So I'm excited about what we saw, but at the same time, it was still just a preseason game. So not overly, crazy about it. But my philosophy is they look fine, or actually they look good. They could have looked bad. So if we say that it doesn't mean anything, okay, great. But that doesn't mean you have to look bad in a game that doesn't mean anything. It's better to look good than bad.
Okay, so my first question is this. Coming from making the playoffs last year with Russell Wilson, I started off really well, started off good, with Justin Fields. Then you switched over to Russell Wilson. Kind of a mixed bag. Started off a little strong, then tapered down during the end of the season. How do you feel about Aaron Rodgers coming to your team and revitalizing the offense? And pretty much, how do you feel about what you think is going to take the team?
Well, number one, he's going to give us better quarterback play than what we've had. So that's the first thing. And people talk and say that, well, Aaron Rodgers had a bad year last year. And I'm like, look, if he throws for almost 3,900 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions, if he'd have done that last year in Pittsburgh, the Steelers would have won 2 more football games at least. So if we get that, we'll be okay. I don't want to hear about what Justin Fields brought to the table running. He couldn't throw the football over the middle of the field. He doesn't read defenses good. That's not his game. And we do a lot of all 22 work over on Steelers Almighty. So we see it all. It's not just us talking and watching the game. We dig in. It was terrible. And Russell Wilson started off okay, but when you really started to dissect it, he didn't throw the ball over the middle. Teams started to figure that out. And there wasn't a whole lot that he could do, down the middle of the field. He just doesn't do that kind of stuff. And the Steelers paid the price for that. Now, Mike Tomlin never made the switch to go to anybody else, but it is what it is. I like Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying that Aaron Rodgers is a top 10 quarterback or top 5 quarterback like he used to be, but he doesn't have to be that with Pittsburgh. Like, he doesn't have to be the savior of the franchise like the Jets needed him to be the savior, or at least wanted him to be the savior of the franchise. He doesn't need to be that in Pittsburgh. The Steelers don't need saving. All they need is competent quarterback play. If they can get that, the Steelers have something because their defense is going to be there this year, or at least it should be. And if we can just get competent quarterback play and kill all the 3-and-out drives that wear down a defense, not just in games, but throughout the entire season, if we can calm that down and just go on sustained drives, the Steelers will have a good football team again.
How do you feel about the acquisition of DK Metcalf and letting go of George Pickens? Do you think that's going to make do you think DK is going to have a bigger impact?
He's a better receiver than Pickens, just an overall receiver. Now, talent-wise, and I've said this many times, George Pickens is a top 10 talent. There's no doubt. And he might even be top 5. When you just talk about talent, he's in the top 10, maybe top 5. But there's more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than that. And DK Metcalf has that. And George Pickens had gone stale in Pittsburgh. He was running routes at half speed, didn't block on run plays, calling guys out, fighting with fans. It was enough. And the Steelers dealt with that problem for so long, and it's kind of a switch of the attitude within the locker room. They've decided we just don't want that in our locker room anymore. So, and I personally believe DK Metcalf's a better receiver. I just do. And again, all the effort and all those things are going to be there. So, which was a problem with Pickens. So while it's the talent differential isn't that big a difference, you could say, okay, you traded out one for another, but I think the impact will be fine. And not to mention better quarterback play. So that has a lot to do with it too. I mean, Pickens didn't play with good quarterbacks. He just didn't.
Is Mike Tomlin, a.k.a. Omar Epps, on the hot seat?
No. I mean, he just signed a new contract. He makes $15 million a year. Those guys aren't on hot seats. Not this year. Now, I will say this. If they fall flat on their face this year, because this is kind of his team he put together, him and Omar Khan. If they go 5-12, yeah, he'll be on the hot seat, but he's not on the hot seat right now. And I don't suspect the Steelers go 5-12. I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen because anything can happen, but unless it's something like that where the team just completely falls apart, like they don't play well,
right,
he'll be on the hot seat. Now, if a bunch of guys get hurt, a bunch of frontline guys get hurt and things of that nature, that'll be different, because then they're not going to hold him accountable for that. But as far as just the team, he's not on the hot seat. Mike Tomlin, I mean, good or bad, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, he's not on the hot seat. Not right now.
My question is this. I am a huge Ravens fan. I have massive respect and hatred for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I do respect you guys. What do you see this team going at this season so far? I mean, like last year, y'all went 10-7, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Made the playoffs. How do you feel this team is going to do with Aaron Rodgers being there and Tomlin still being there as well and the defense still being as great as it is?
I mean, they have the opportunity. I mean, I would say the ceiling is 13 wins. Now, I don't think they're going to get to that. But I think they can get 11. Like I said, with just competent quarterback play, they would have won 2 more games last year. So I think they can win 11 games for sure this year. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I think it should because, first of all, what we've talked about is that we're not settling. On Steelers Almighty, we're not settling for anything less than a top 5 defense. You're paying the most money of any team in the National Football League by about $12 million to the next team. You're paying that kind of money, then you need to have a top 5 defense. So if they do have a top 5 defense and they can be middle of the road on offense, that should equal 11 wins.
Well, let me ask you then. You spoke of a top 5 defense, but now the league is transitioning to an offensive league. When do you think the Steelers will make that transition?
Well, they're starting to now. First off, they built their team. Andy Waddle came in when Omar Khan got the GM job a couple years back, and they had to rebuild the roster. Well, they rebuilt it through the offensive line. So they started with the offensive line. This past draft, defensive line. So they're starting to do that. But what the Steelers didn't do, and what people don't know, like Kenny Pickett, or Baby Hands Pickett is what I call him, is Omar Khan didn't draft him. So as soon as Omar Khan figured out this guy's not our guy, he got rid of him. But what they didn't do is go reach for a quarterback when they didn't need to reach for a quarterback. It's like, okay, should we continue on our path of rebuilding the trenches, which is how good teams do it, or should we go reach for a quarterback? Well, the Steelers didn't do that. In a bad quarterback draft this past year, people thought they would take one. Not a lot of us Steeler fans were like, no. I go, we can reach. I go, but there's no reason. We already reached for Baby Hands. That didn't work out. So we don't need to do that again. So they rebuilt the team. So as far as shifting over to offense, they'll do it. But right now it's like they got a bunch of young offensive linemen, so there's nobody to pay. You just have to hope that those guys are good. It's kind of like the Eagles. The Eagles on defense, they pay like one or two guys, but everybody's young. And they're on rookie contracts, so they can't pay anybody yet. Steelers are in the same boat. Other than DK Metcalf, they're not paying anybody. So all their offensive linemen, they're all young guys. So there's nobody to actually pay yet. So you got to spend the money somewhere. The Steelers have decided we're young on offense. We're going to pay guys on defense.
Well, let me follow up. I actually did like Kenny Pickett out of everybody on the show. I'm a Kenny Pickett guy, but Pravante's shaking his head about that. But
me too.
But let me follow up though. Somebody on offense, Najee Harris. Why do you think you guys got rid of him when he seemed to be the offense for you guys last year?
He was not the offense for the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. So, yeah, I can tell you that flat. He was not the offense. He was fine. He was a serviceable running back, but that's about it. I mean, he lacked speed. He lacked explosiveness, lacked vision, workhorse, didn't get hurt, didn't fumble, but if those are the two things that you can say, the best two things you're going to say about your running back is he doesn't fumble, he doesn't get hurt, but everything else is suspect, then you got to go somewhere else. And especially you're not going to pay that guy $9 million a year to play running back for you, which is what Najee ended up getting. Good for him. I want everybody to get paid, but we don't have to pay you.
Even though he was 1,000-yard runner, you still not sold on him?
1,000 yards is what, 52 yards a game? The 1,000 yards ain't what it used to be.
Nah.
And he averaged less than 4 yards a carry. That doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, that part is true.
You didn't want. Oh, go, Cavante.
Well, we were talking about the defense. You guys made a trade that I did not see coming at all with Ramsey and Micah Fitzpatrick. Micah Fitzpatrick going back to where it all started, and you guys picking up Jalen Ramsey. What was the thought process? Not to say that you're in the organization, but what was the thought process behind that?
Well, there's a couple of things. First off, the way that the Steelers were playing defense the last couple of years, and kind of how teams have to play defense in this passing league, you have to have good corners. The Steelers didn't have good cornerback play last year. Basically, the last couple of years, it hasn't been good. So what they decided is we're going to get some good corners. Now, they're a little older. JPJ is not old, but Jalen Ramsey's a little older, and Darius Slay is older, but they're both really good. Jalen Ramsey's still a top 10 cornerback in this league. He's not the best or top 5 like he used to be, but he's still a top 10 corner in this league without question. So they went out and they did that. They got rid of Micah Fitzpatrick with that trade, and people are like, well, you got bad at safety. And I'm like, well, I don't know if we got bad. We just didn't have top-tier safety play. But you look at a team like Philly, won the Super Bowl last year. Their safety wasn't the best safety in the league. He was middle of the road. Good player, but he wasn't the greatest guy. But they had excellent cornerback play. They had an excellent pass rush. And, and they had good middle linebackers. So you don't have to have the best safety, free safety in the league to go win. And matter of fact, if you go back and you just look right now, guys that get paid, the top 5 safeties in the league currently, and it even started last year, those guys didn't even win a playoff game last year. Now, people talk about Kirby with Detroit, but he got paid and they didn't win a playoff game last year. So it's not always about it's about looking at certain aspects of it. But yeah, they're the top safeties in the league. You don't necessarily have to have that to be successful.
Yeah, that's true.
Real quick, Big B, I do think Jonnu Smith is going to have a breakout year. Can you talk a little bit about him? I think he's going to have, going back with Arthur Smith, I think that's an unsung hero in that offense.
Yeah, I think, Jonnu Smith has a history with our man, Arthur Smith. So I think he's going to have a good year. And the thing about Jonnu Smith, like people are going to expect DK Metcalf to have 95 receptions for 1,800 yards, something crazy. That's not what Arthur Smith offense is. He spreads the ball around. He uses tight ends. He uses multiple tight ends. He wants to run the football. So if you think that you're going to be a guy that's going to, okay, we're going to throw you and you're going to have 100 catches or something like that, that's not going to happen. It's going to make sense. He's going to spread it around to several different people. I think Jonnu Smith's going to be a huge part of what the Pittsburgh Steelers do offensively. He's not the greatest blocker, but he may not have to be. And Pat Freiermuth is not the greatest blocker, but he may not have to be, depending on what kind of offense and formations and, personnel groups, all that kind of stuff. I just feel like Jonnu is going to have a big year, but I feel like the offense is going to go with the offensive line. I know that's a cliche, but it's true with the Steelers because the offensive line has been shaky. It was a little better last year, but it wasn't great. It's going to be as good as the line is. If the line is average for Pittsburgh, then the Steelers will be good because they haven't had an average line in a while.
Do you think Patrick Queen has a bounce back year from his first year being with the Steelers?
I do. I think he put too much on himself last year. And I'm glad you said that because a lot of people think, well, he led the team in tackles. I'm like, man, you can lead the team in tackles and not have a good season. And he'd be the first person to tell you he didn't have a good season. But I think he will. I think he absolutely will have I think he's more comfortable in the system, but also there's better players in front of him. Like we got bigger and more athletic on the defensive line. We got better in the secondary. I think it's going to help everywhere. And the communication should be better. It has to get better. Can't be worse than what it was last year. Trust me. They struggled from the first game to the last game with communication. So it has to be better than what it was. Just that alone could make him better.
What about TJ Watt? He just got paid. I know the narrative is he's never won a playoff game. I don't put that on him. He doesn't play quarterback, so that's not really on him. Him and Cam Hayward, because apparently Cam Hayward wants to get paid too, but two of the more consistent defensive linemen of this generation. What do they have left in the tank? Because I do like the Derek Harmon pick. You talked about the draft going in the trenches. We like Derek Harmon a lot, and I like Herbig. Herbig was a nice pick last year too for you guys also at the linebacker position.
Well, first off, let me start by saying this. My computer is doing some funny things, so it may shut me down here in a minute, but if it does, don't worry, I'll bounce back in. Give me a minute, 45 seconds, and I'll jump back in if that happens. But having said that, TJ Watt, here's the thing. A lot of people, and I have a saying, guys get paid, and they usually take a year off. It's like contract year, they play outstanding. Guys get paid, and they take a step back.
True.
TJ Watt, it's literally the opposite. The last time TJ Watt got paid, he set the NFL sack record and was Defensive Player of the Year. So he's just different when it comes to that. I expect him to have a bounce back year. He was hurt at the end of last year, kept playing, wasn't even remotely the same because he was in the conversation to win Defensive Player of the Year. He was actually minus 250 until the last 6 games when he actually got hurt. So until then, he was fine. But then he slowed down, got hurt. Offense couldn't move the ball. The defense got worn down. He was part of that. Cam Hayward, on the other hand, I think Cam wants more money. He's not going to get it. Cam played it. He played himself. Look, I want every player to get paid, but Cam played himself. He negotiated his deal last year. He didn't bet on himself. Because he said, hey, if I have an all-pro season, I'm going to come back to the table. What he should have said was, hey, just guarantee my money for this year. That's it. I'm going to come back next year when I'm a free agent, and I'm going to get the bag. Well, he didn't do that. He asked the Steelers to extend him. They did, but now this is what you get. And he's trying to go back and renegotiate. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. They're not going to give this man $25 million this year because they don't have to, and he's not going to sit out either because he would be on Le'Veon Bell idiot numbers, if he decided to sit out to get more money at the end of his career. That's just not going to happen. That's not feasible. Not feasible at all.
What is your expectations for this offensive line?
I think they should be better. Look, here's the thing. At right tackle, and we'll just go from right to left.
We love him.
Troy Fautanu is a better right tackle than Broderick Jones. He came in and he started over Broderick Jones as soon as he got healthy. He just happened to get hurt.
Right.
So that's number one. So right tackle will be better. Mason McCormick, I would assume everybody always talks about, well, he was bad last year. I'm like, but guys in the NFL, the last time I checked, they get better from year 1 to year 2. Guys are allowed to get better. You don't just, okay, I'm a rookie. This is how I played, and I never get better. So if he just gets a little bit better, you have a better right guard. Right. Zach Frazier, there's two centers in the National Football League in the AFC, Creed Humphrey and Tyler Linderbaum, that may be better. Zach Frazier's on his way to being just as good. So I have no problems there. Isaac Seumalo's got to get healthy. He was hurt all year last year, and he played. He wasn't up to standards. But if he's healthy, again, should be better. And again, I'm not even talking about his ability. It's just he played hurt. If you're healthy, that immediately should make you better than the year before. Then Broderick Jones on the left side. That's the question mark. Dan Moore Jr. was terrible. He may have had the worst 9-game stretch of any tackle in the last 15 years in the NFL. He was
and got paid.
Got paid
and got
to
paid.
Be terrible. It was unbelievable. But the first 8 games, though, Dan Moore was really good. That's the thing. He was really good the first 8 games. The last 9, he was pathetic. If Broderick can just play somewhere in between there, the Steelers will be okay. Just give me somewhere in between that, and they'll be okay. So the line should be better. It should be. Now, that's all on paper. That's a lot of ifs, but everything's on paper with every team at this time of year.
Let me ask.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask, there's all this talk about Mike Tomlin and every year whether or not he needs to go or not. If Mike Tomlin was to finally leave the Pittsburgh Steelers, who do you think would be the next person to lead your team?
I have no clue. The thing about it, the Steelers have had 3 coaches since 1979. So I don't even think that's been a conversation to even bring up as of now, because the 3 coaches that Chuck Noll came out of nowhere and was the head coach. Bill Cowher kind of came out of nowhere. He was around, but people didn't expect him to get the job, and nobody expected Mike Tomlin to get the job. So I could throw you out 4 or 5 names. Those won't be the people that get the job. It'll be somebody that we don't know. We know, but it won't be one of the bigger names that's out there. It's going to be somebody that they feel like that they can, number one, groom into the position, maybe a young mind, somebody that has some better X's and O's, because Mike Tomlin's not a great X and O guy, but he's a good leader of men. You're not going to find 5 better leaders of men, maybe in any industry, not just football, but he's not the greatest X's and O's. So maybe they go that route, and then groom that person into being a head coach. You never know. But to be honest, I don't think that there's a name that I could just say, hey, this is the guy, because I could almost guarantee that won't be it.
Yeah.
No, I know you said that, you didn't like this quarterback class, but I have to ask you, Did you want Shedeur Sanders though? even if it was like a 5th round pick?
Did I want him?
If maybe not in the 1st, or 2nd, or 3rd round, but if he was like 4th or 5th, you was like, maybe we should take a swing at him.
I mean, first of all, Shedeur Sanders is a 1st-round talent. So let's just get that clear out in the open. The Steelers had other needs, and to not have a home run, they didn't need to do that. They needed to shore up their defensive line. They couldn't stop the run at the end of the year last year. They had to get better up front. And while quarterback is the most important position, don't get me wrong, again, Shedeur Sanders is fine, but if you can't stop the run, the way the Steelers want to play football, the quarterback doesn't really matter. Plus, I think they kind of figured out, well, before the draft, and Mike Tomlin kind of said it the other day, is they had Aaron Rodgers. They knew that they were going to get him before the draft. So if you already know that, even though he hadn't signed, he knew that he was going to get Aaron Rodgers. Well, if that's the case, then I need to build my trenches because next year's quarterback class is going to be really good. I don't need to waste one in drafting a guy this year. And I think that's how he feels about it. Whether it's Shedeur Sanders or not, I just think the Steelers thought, nope, we got Aaron Rodgers. This rookie's not going to be better than Aaron Rodgers. And we need to continue to build the trenches because we couldn't stop the run at the end of the year. So this is what we need to do.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to be on Pat McAfee show during the season?
I think so. I don't think they're going to stop him from doing that. I don't think they're going to stop him. They may tell him to tame some of the stuff that he says, but I don't think they'll keep him from doing it. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
There are a lot of, I guess they say Aaron Rodgers lacks intangibles. Okay. Do you think the lack of maybe leadership ability will affect the Steelers at some point this year?
No, because they got the ultimate leader in the head coach, and then they got a bunch of defensive leaders. You think about who's over there: T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay. Those are leaders. Now, I mean, those are guys that are proven in this league to be leaders. So he doesn't have to have, like I was saying earlier, the Jets needed him to save their franchise.
Right.
He doesn't have to save the Steelers. Steelers don't need saving. They just need competent quarterback play. That's all they need him to do is come in and play football. Obviously, he's going to be a leader on the offensive side of the ball, but you think about it, he's leading a bunch of young guys that are going to listen to him. Even DK Metcalf, they're going to say, okay, Aaron Rodgers knows what he's talking about. He's super smart, understands football, where I need to be on a route. No, don't run it at 8 yards. You need to run it at 11 yards. Don't run it at 12. You need to run it at 6 or at 9. He's going to understand all of that stuff. So they're going to listen to him because a lot of those guys, while still some are proven, they're like, this guy knows what he's doing. And he's throwing the football. He's going to be ready to throw the football. I just need to get to my spots. And I think that's going to kind of take care of itself. But he doesn't have to be the ultimate leader of the team. The Steelers have that.
And he's going to make the others better.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And we'll see. That's the thing. And if you guys, obviously you don't follow the Steelers like that, like I do, the bad quarterback play was a problem. Just not throwing the ball over the middle of the field was a problem. Justin Fields would see guys open in the middle of the field, be looking at them, and wouldn't trust himself and throw the football. It was a problem. It was literally a problem. And then, and I know we talked about Russell Wilson came in and Fields started, and a lot of people wanted Justin Fields to go back in, and I'm like, nope. And the reason I said no is because when they asked him about it, hey, how do you feel about being replaced? He could have said, well, I did my best, and this was Russ's job to begin with. He could have said any of that. Instead, he said, well, I didn't play well enough to keep the job. Well, while I respect you being honest, if that's how you really feel, well, then no, I don't want you back in the game. I don't need you back in there. because if you recognize it, I recognize it too.
Big B, I just wanted to ask you about potentially. We know here in Baltimore we've had some issues with kicker, but I think you guys have arguably the best kicker in the NFL that no one gives credit to. I know you talk about special teams a lot. We talk about it all the time. Chris Boswell, I mean, 41 of 44, 9 of 9 from 20 to 29, 12 of 12 from 30 to 39, 7 of 8 from 40 to 49, 13 to 15 from 50 or longer, 35 of 35 on extra points. I mean, he is an offensive weapon in his own right. We got guys kicking from 70. I know you saw it the other night. I mean, how good is Boswell? And that field in Pittsburgh isn't the best to kick on. It's not easy.
It's not easy. The wind's not easy. He's incredible. I think he's the best. The one from 40 got blocked, that he missed. So technically he didn't miss it. That one got blocked.
I hate that. I hate that stat, by the way. Like, why is
correct.
that
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too. The other two, one, he pushed it from 57 yards. He pushed it, and the other one was in a snowstorm that he missed. So other than that, I think he had a pretty good year. Boswell is an absolute weapon. Heck, we win 3 games because of him. 2 of those, we didn't score a touchdown, including against the Ravens, and we won the game. So, I mean, with 3 games, he basically won by himself. So he is the ultimate weapon for Pittsburgh. But to be honest with you, I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see him kicking 7 field goals in a game for us to win a game. I would love to score a couple of touchdowns in between there, but I guess whatever it takes. But I think he's the ultimate weapon. Plus, Danny Smith, the special teams coordinator, is incredible. He's incredible. Steelers got good special teams.
Yeah.
Can you rank the AFC North for us? How do you see it playing out? I know we're about a month away. How do you see it playing out?
Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns. The Bengals are. I mean, everybody talks about their offense, and they got a great offense. But the Steelers will be able to handle it. One time last year, we just couldn't score enough points. The other time, we actually outscored them. So if you can get after the quarterback, which the Steelers were going to be able to do, and you can put some points on the board, you'll beat Cincinnati because their defense got worse from last year, which is incredible. I mean, to think that their defense got worse from last year, but it did. It did. And so they're not going to be able to stop anybody. But the Steelers will split. I mean, they'll split the division, except maybe Cleveland. They might beat Cleveland. They usually beat Cleveland twice. But they'll split the division. They always beat the Ravens. Everybody, I know the Ravens pounded us at the end of the year last year.
No, y'all will get one. Y'all will definitely get one. Y'all will get one.
Yeah. We won 8 of 11 against the Ravens.
Yeah, y'all will get one.
Yeah.
Y'all will get one.
You were our daddies.
What you call him, Byron?
Oh, we call no disrespect. We call y'all the cockroaches. No matter how much we put y'all down, talk about y'all, say y'all gonna suck, say y'all don't have a quarterback, say y'all offense is stagnant, the defense is old. Y'all find a way to win 9 or 10 games. And our good brother Dre, who's frat brothers with Mike Tomlin, we love Tomlin, and we always love to see the brothers succeed. So we don't care who they coach for, as long as it's some brothers getting an opportunity. We gonna root for Big B.
Which is crazy to me that they always talk about, that Mike should go, and I'm like, how? He hasn't had a quarterback in years, and yet every year, not a losing season, and leads this team. I'm like, man, if he had a quarterback, I would be scared, man.
If he had Lamar Jackson, I'd be scared.
That's kind of the thing now is like, does he have that excuse anymore? Now, Aaron Rodgers is 41, but it's not like Aaron Rodgers played horrible last year. Now, he might this year. We don't know. But that's why when people say, is he on the hot seat, I think the Steelers understand even Big Ben's last 2 years, he wasn't very good. Mm-hmm. He couldn't move. That was number one. And he couldn't throw the ball further than 20 yards down the field, So that's part of it. But they haven't had a decent quarterback since, 2018, because in 2019, Ben got hurt the second game of the year. So 2000 and blew his arm out. So they haven't had a good quarterback since 2018. That's a long time to not have a losing season when you don't have good quarterback play. But he should have some this year, at least competent. And if he's got that, I mean, the thing about it is, look, I'm one of those people. I love Mike Tomlin, but I'm tired of the non-losing season stuff because if you can't win in the playoffs, that doesn't mean anything anymore. At some point, you got to win. You got to
Mhm.
win.
Yeah.
And I'm just not sure there's a whole lot of coaches that could keep their job not winning at least one playoff game in that many years.
Wow.
That's the difference. So at
Especially
some
them.
point, this has to start working for him, and he's got to start winning. You know, at some point, you got to start winning, because you can't. I mean, it can't just be, I don't have a court. Well, go get one. Kind of what you said. Well, you should have taken one this year if you didn't think you had a quarterback. At some point, the excuses have to stop, and you got to start winning.
Well, speaking of winning, Big B, you always win on your channel, Steelers Almighty. Let them know how to keep up with you. And before we get you out of here, we got to get you on record. Who plays in Super Bowl 60 at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara? Will the Steelers be going for their record Lombardi, or who you have someone else out the AFC? Who you like in the NFC? Got to get you on record.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I'm never going to pick Baltimore. Even if I thought Baltimore was going to win, I will never say the Baltimore Ravens are going to be in. The team that I would say, if I'm not taking the Steelers, if I'm trying to be objective, I would say Buffalo. I'm going to say Buffalo finally gets over the hump and gets to a Super Bowl. And to be quite frank with you, I think the Eagles are going to take a step back.
Wow.
I mean, they continue to new coordinators all over the place every single year. That's going to catch up to them. I think the Rams, because I think the Rams have the roster to be able to do it.
Yeah.
They almost beat the Eagles last year.
They should have.
Exactly.
Should've won
That's
that
what I'm
game.
saying. They had them last year. So I think it's going to be the Rams and the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Well, since you said the Rams, I gotta say it. The Rams, the Rams, the Rams.
Big B, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
No problem, man.
We got to do this again. I know it gets hectic during football season, but I'm sure we'll be able to make something shake. How can they keep up with you, and what are you cooking up on your channel for this week and beyond, heading into the regular season?
We got, again, we'll be doing our live shows. We got a big show tomorrow that to do with my man, Big G. That comes on at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. So make sure you check that out if you get an opportunity. Our podcast, we're moving to our in-season schedule. So we got our podcast. It's coming out on Wednesday evening, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. So we'll have that done. And then we don't really have a whole lot. We'll be doing a couple of more things until the game. Then we live stream the game on Saturday. So we'll be live streaming and doing all that kind of stuff. So we're out there. We are out there getting stuff done. So again, make sure if you're not already subscribed and you like Steelers stuff, man, come on over to Steelers Almighty. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you, Big B. Click that link down below. It'll take you to the Almighty. That is Steelers Almighty. Big B will take you through. You do a great job, Big B. Huge fan of your work. So I wanted to get you up here. So we appreciate you, man. And we're going to do this again.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Thanks for standing up late one more time. From
Yep.
Steelers Almighty, the one, the only, Big B, Brien Hanley. Thanks, Big B. Appreciate you, man. Have a good night. Yes, sir. One more time for Big B joining us
Yes,
here
sir.
on Flex Zone. Always bringing the great content up there with Steelers Almighty. So big ups to him. Thanks again. Make sure you guys go head over to his channel. Check him out. A lot of great content if you're into that. Steelers content and much, much more. The NFL preseason, week 1 is in the books. Shedeur Sanders shines in his debut with the Panthers. Cam Ward even leads a touchdown drive with the Titans. The Ravens find some young talent with a win over the Colts. Commanders unfortunately get blown out. We'll start with you, Raj. What was your biggest takeaway from week 1? I know we were live while Shedeur was playing, watching SmackDown, talking about that. What do you think about the week 1 preseason and thoughts on the Ravens and anything else that jumped out to you?
I'm like, bro, why does every game got to be on the NFL Network? Like, why couldn't some of this be on like CBS or Fox? I'm like, every freaking game was on the NFL Network. So if I was out and about, I couldn't catch a lot of it. But I did catch what I needed to catch. I caught the Ravens, of course. I watched them. So they was very impressive. Mike Green is a monster, man.
Yeah.
He makes all the other pass rushers look better just because of his effort and the way he can get to the quarterback. Now, granted, he didn't finish, but Adisa Isaac was able to get through and got the sack as he assisted. But he's a monster. LeJontay Wester, oh, that brother is very shifty. I knew that because I watched Colorado football last year, so I knew what he can bring. But just seeing him do it in the actual NFL game is great to see. Bernard was it Coney?
Yeah,
Bilal
Bilal Kone and
Bilal,
Lamberbine, both of them hurt.
yeah, well, Bilal Coney's injury was nasty to watch.
Mm.
His knee went the other way. And
Yeah.
longer Bame just never. The Bame wasn't long enough for him, I guess. So he never even saw the preseason, let alone is going to see this season to begin with because he's out for the season. But yeah, but Daniel Falele, man, he embarrassed himself on Friday by getting pretty much destroyed by a backup. Other than that, though, I mean the Ravens. Oh, and Keaton Mitchell was great, and Rasheen Ali was great. But other than that, I mean, there was nothing much to see as far as the Ravens is concerned. But like you said, Shedeur Sanders showed up, showed out. I was happy for the brother. He, was looking very poised in the pocket out there in Cleveland. And scored 2 touchdowns for his team, which was great. Cam Ward had a good showing as well. Jackson Dart with the New York Giants looked really good. I thought he played pretty well. Yeah, man, a lot of the rookies, man, they look pretty good, man. JJ McCarthy for the Vikings, he looked pretty good as well. Yeah, I mean, everybody played pretty well in week 1 of preseason. I do want to see what happens in week 2. I'm pretty sure we'll see some more of these guys. But from what I've seen so far, is going to be a good look for some of them. Cam Ward, maybe. Jackson Dart might get the chance to play, of course. I don't think Russell Wilson's going to have the job the entire year. And Shedeur Sanders had a great showing for week 1. So hopefully he carries on to week 2 and he can pretty much convince or pretty much just show up and show out that he deserves to be at least the number 2 or 3 quarterback behind Flacco, because I think Flacco's going to start regardless.
70-yard field goal. Cavante, how you feeling? And I tried to hold down the Commanders content without you this week. Hopefully I did you proud. How do you feel about this team? I did mention the depth. I was a little concerned about the depth, and you mentioned it as well.
Absolutely. But that's why if anybody's gonna do it, it has to be you, man, because that's what you definitely hold it down. I think the biggest takeaway from the game. So I have takeaway from the game, and then I have takeaway from the joint practices. Because we had a joint practice with the New England Patriots. The takeaway from the game is, obviously, I talked about it a little bit before. The depth is concerning. The depth is absolutely concerning. Matter of fact, we had a couple cuts from one of Adam Peters' earlier selections, and Dominique Hampton, who was a safety who was in the process of being converted into a linebacker, and he looked terrible, looked absolutely terrible. And the team looked terrible, but now when you're evaluating individually, it's like, oh no, you really look bad. So depth is absolute concern, but again, Adam Peters is still in the process of flipping the roster, so that's going to take some time. I already told y'all my concerns about the pass rush or lack thereof. We really have Frankie Louvu coming off the edge sometimes, and Von Miller, who's going to play 30, maybe 40% of the snaps. So, as you can imagine, it's not much behind him. So, that's obviously a concern. Now, the joint practices, Janie Daniels has taken the next step. The New England Patriots, not insiders, but their content creators, raving about Janie Daniels. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna hold you. Drake May had a pretty good showing as well, which is good to see, because I like Drake May in Jaden Daniels draft. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought for sure it was gonna be Caleb, Jaden, Drake May. I thought that should have been the order. But they're raving about Jaden Daniels. They are raving about him. And that is a great sign moving forward. Obviously, it's the Terry McLaurin thing is still lingering, over our heads. He's not getting the time that he needs, but I think Jaden Daniels is going to adjust. Our guest Big B talked about his offensive line. I can say if we're healthy, I like our offensive line as well. Larry Tunsil has to stay healthy though, and because he is a bona fide left tackle in this league, in this league, and our first round pick, Josh Connolly Jr. He's looking solid at right tackle. So you need bookend tackles in this league. You need a solid offensive line to be able to move people around and win games and be able to compete for championships in the playoffs. And I think we're going in that direction. But again, one of our guys, if somebody gets hurt, we have to pray for health. And trust me, I'm not getting no sympathy from you Ravens, from you Ravens fans, because I've seen you guys be down bad when it comes to injuries. So I've seen the negative. I've seen how the injury bug has bitten you guys a couple times over the past years. So I'm just praying for good health all the way around, because other than that, it can be a shaky season.
Drizzy Dre, how you feeling after the first week of the preseason?
Look, I'm happy that football is back. You put up the numbers for Shedeur Sanders. I think he looked real good out there. What'll be goofy is if they don't continue with him with the starts. I think the Ravens, like Raj said, had a really good open, with their preseason. I was liking the running back, even though Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson and those players weren't out there, you still saw effort. You saw guys wanting to play. You saw guys playing hard, making sure that they had plays. So I'm overall, I'm pleased. That football is just back, and we'll see. Where the chips line up for the rest of the preseason.
Yeah, also,
We will definitely
before we move on, I will say this, because I've been catching a lot of the Flock Rundown, our guy Ryan, a lot of his content, because he actually talks about what happens in camp throughout the week. The offensive line got to get it together, man. Like the other day they had Harbaugh. I think for 2 days straight he had to sit the the offensive line down.
Wow.
Because they were causing so many penalties back to back to the point where Lamar was he just had enough and he just threw the helmet down. I'm like, come on, guys. We got to get that together. They guys to get that together, okay? They can't. We seen this week 1 of last season when they played Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh yeah,
we had back to penalties. So other than that, man, I think the Ravens have been doing well, and of course practice, but still, offensive line, I ain't gonna say it's a concern, but the fact that they, can continue to keep having these stupid penalties, even in practice, is kind of ridiculous.
Let us go to the NBA real quick. We did get an announcement this week of opening night and Christmas Day. We have Rockets, the new look Rockets, with Kevin Durant going back to OKC as they'll get their rings. They will take on the Thunder. And we got the Warriors and Lakers October 21st. That is going to be on NBC, by the way. We'll start with that before we get to the Christmas Day games, Raj. How do you feel about that opening night?
I don't know how I actually feel about it. I'm still kind of mad that, a lot of players are going to be hurt. Like Indiana's going to be affected because of Tyrese Halliburton. Joel Embiid is never healthy, so he might not play none of the damn season. Who else? Damian Lillard, you probably won't see him at all next season. So
Jason Tatum,
definitely not going to see him next season. So I mean, it's just like, it's going to be cool and all, but it's just like, damn, some of these your best players ain't going to be playing. But I mean, the schedule is going to be the schedule. I do want to see how they do it, see how they promote it, going forward. For all these streaming services having the NBA, NBC coming back with it. How is ESPN going to incorporate it? Will NBA TV play any games? How is the League Pass going to work? I want to know these things, man, because they're not giving the league pass and NBA 2K no more. So you got to go out there and buy it on your own if you want it, which sucks. But I don't know, man. It's just a wait and see for me, for real, as far as like how this is going to go and where can you watch the games at, you know.
Real quick, Cleveland at New York, Spurs at Thunder, Rockets, Lakers, Mavericks, Warriors, Timberwolves, Nuggets for Christmas Day as well.
And also, before you move on, when are we gonna see Chuck, Kenny, Ernie, and Shaq? When are we gonna see them? Like, what days are we gonna
Christmas.
see them?
You'll see them Christmas. That's when, like when the season starts, you'll see them on Christmas. When we say the season starts, that's when you'll see them Christmas.
I want to see them before that.
Opening night and Christmas. Opening night.
I want to see them in October. I want to see them in November. I don't want to.
You ain't seeing them on NBC, Raj. You ain't seeing them on NBC.
That sucks, man.
It's with ESPN. So whenever ESPN's opening night is, maybe that Wednesday, that's when you'll see them. Then you'll see them on Christmas. There you go.
It's ridiculous. But whatever.
Dre, anything?
No.
Okay.
I just it's been a long weekend. So no.
Yeah, you back from LA, by the way. Welcome in, Dre, by the way.
Yeah.
I understand, brother. I understand. You ain't gotta explain much.
LA to Waldorf, back here. So.
Oof. Hey, Jesus Christ. Cravante,
but I'll say this about the NBA on the NBA games. It was like an offline conversation I had with Cravante. Maybe a year ago we talked about this when I just said I just don't get excited no more. I get more excited about the NFL games because it just seems like we look forward to the NBA because it seems like they're really good start. And then it just I don't know, just give me April because that's when it seems like that's when they really play. No, just the games just aren't what they. The games aren't gaming no more.
God damn, April.
He said,
they
don't
play.
They don't to the end.
They don't play hard to and it's the regular season games don't be exciting unless it's what the tournament, and even last year with the tournament, it wasn't what it was when they first started. It just it don't seem like basketball, like good basketball, just starts until like they get to the playoffs. Regular season games, I don't be as pressed for.
So I was going to say something similar. I'm not really excited, similar to what Dre was saying, but forget about this basketball. We got football that's probably going to overtake this at some point. Like, what's the Christmas game? Aren't the Chiefs playing again this Christmas?
Cravante, don't forget Commanders Cowboys 1 p.m. We're working on Christmas, by the way, just in case
you know what I'm doing. So you know what I'm doing. It ain't gonna be basketball related. But again, me and Dre talked about it a year ago, but it's been a couple years now where it's like I would probably say since LeBron Curry, like that rivalry, once that rivalry ended, Christmas hasn't been a really big thing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not excited for Kevin Durant to play his old team. I'm not. I'm just not.
There you go, Cravante.
And he's talking Cavs LeBron, not Lakers LeBron.
Right.
Real quick, NFL will have Lions, Vikings, Cowboys, Commanders, Broncos, Chiefs, and then the NBA slate, which I just mentioned, Cavs, Knicks, Spurs,
and those are
Thunder,
those all games are more exciting than anything that the NBA is producing out there. I mean, Rockets, Lakers is somewhat interesting. Mavericks, depending on how if everybody's healthy, But I mean, you don't even get Kyrie back until the All-Star game. Timberwolves, Nuggets, that's pretty decent. Thunder, Spurs has potential. Cavs, Knicks has potential, but you're talking division rival right there with Broncos and Chiefs, and the Broncos are definitely like on the heels of the Chiefs. Cowboys at Commanders, that's a classic rivalry in the NFL. And then you have another divisional game with the Lions and the Vikings.
Why does that picture look like the NFL is WWE and the NBA is AEW?
Because it is at this point.
Cravante, so you picking the NFL? Are we all picking the NFL?
Yeah, man, let's start playing. We playing on Christmas.
I mean, but hey, the Lakers are playing. They always play, but of course, I'm gonna watch them. But
Hopefully,
I'm
like you
sorry,
said, hopefully
so
everybody's healthy.
So Houston's playing LA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
That will be the 5 o'clock game. So that'll be right after the Commanders.
Right after your game. Right after your game. Lakers and Houston, baby.
I might tap in for that one. But KD LeBron used to be the hot thing, used to be the hot ticket, and I was like, man, y'all,
that's why you gotta look forward to people like SGA, Ant-Man. What's interesting on there's no Giannis. They got Joker, but no Giannis. That's interesting.
No Celtics, no Pacers. I mean, obviously with the injuries, but
obvious
reasons. Yeah.
He's playing with Miles Turner. That's his big guy, Miles Turner, and that's it.
Maybe
the
Spurs. Maybe the
that's
Spurs.
Why I said it's got
depending on how the Spurs pop out. Maybe they could create some buzz during the holiday season.
You got Wemby out there. I mean, they got some stars there.
Ain't Fox over there now?
Yes, Cravante. They have 14 point guards: Fox, Castle, and Dylan Harper.
Along with a 7'8" giant, known as Wemby.
Big guy.
Who needs to stay healthy? His heart needs to stay healthy.
Yeah. Shoot, the NBA needs him. I mean, that's why I said you got Cooper Flag too, because if Wemby questionable, but at least you do have Cooper Flag there. So, but then it's no Kyrie. We'll see.
AD might be hurt. Who knows? We'll see.
He might be hurt. Jesus.
Yeah. By that time, he's right.
AD is always hurt.
I mean, and then you got the Mavs there. They have like 3 good centers, and none of them can stay healthy.
We'll see. We are about 2 months away,
and no Embiid either. That's another one too.
Yeah. Well, we are about 2 months away, so it'll be here before you know. We'll be in the thick of NFL season, and basketball will be on NBC, ABC, ESPN, Amazon Prime, and all these platforms, NBA TV. So, yes, we'll help you best we can as we get closer. But we know those opening games will be on NBC, and Christmas Day is on ESPN. So you'll see Chuck and them there. But the biggest news of the week that I was live for this week, a lot of live things because a lot of news. Dre, and we got to get your thoughts. ESPN, WWE reached the deal with ESPN. They will host all WWE premium live events and announced today for $7 billion. UFC leaves ESPN, goes to Paramount. We'll have UFC on CBS and Paramount Plus. Dre, I got something from our good friend Jesse, the Chi-Town Smart Key, put up. But Dre, I'm going to get your thoughts, and I'm going to put up how much it's going to cost for some WWE fans this year coming up, Cravante, to watch wrestling as well. But Dre, I want to get your thoughts on the deal.
I got to hear this.
We'll hear Dre. We'll go to Raj. We'll get that graphic up, and we'll talk about it. Go ahead, Dre. Start with you.
So we go from WWE Network, $10, to some of us are blessed with Peacock that you're already implemented into your cable bill, to now $30 a month to watch the WWE on top of the extra money that you pay for Netflix, whether it's about $20 right there on top of that. So you're paying about $50 a month to watch wrestling. I don't even want to do the numbers about how much that's going to cost a year. Like you said, you'll bring that up. But think about that. You're paying $50 a month to watch wrestling. And I'm not saying that the product is, I mean, we talk about the product, it has its ups and downs, but that's just craziness to me that we're paying that much to do this. I mean, they get your money. I'm not mad at that, but it's just like all the the different angles you're paying to just be able to watch the wrestling. And look at those numbers right there. Like you said, you're paying your cable bill, you're paying Netflix, you're paying ESPN. That's a lot of money, man. And look, like what I just said, the WWE Network was only $10 when this idea originally started by Vince.
Raj.
I mean, I don't like it. I hate it. But from what I'm paying for Xfinity right now, I should still be able to get it for free. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But it's this. The WWE is becoming ridiculous, man. Ever since they, got on board with TKO, I mean, we see nothing but prime bottles. We see Slim Jim tables. we see Roddy Saudi Arabia stuff in the ring. Every match on a PLE is sponsored by a different brand or something. It's flat out ridiculous, man. It really is. It's like, and now they want to put pay-per-views on the same day as the competition. I'm like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? What are you doing for the fans of wrestling? Like, a lot of this stuff is goofy. Some of the storylines don't even add up. Triple H is just shilling his way to the top. He telling the fans are saying we want Cross. Oh, he's like, oh yeah, you want Brock. I mean, bro, like it's just like every time we turn around, they doing something stupid, something goofy, and it's just gonna cost you more money. And on top of that, the product's not even the same. It's not even interesting half of the time, and that's just coming from me. But like I said, I hate this. I don't like that they came up with this idea. I don't like that Stephen A. Smith is probably going to be on a pay-per-view, being somebody's manager, being goofy as hell, and embarrassing himself. I don't like that. I get tired of seeing my WWE superstars on First Take, Sports Center, and just straight up shilling themselves to the audience, and half of them don't even watch wrestling. It's just embarrassing, man. It really is, man. But yeah, it is what it is. At the end of the day, WWE is all about money. They could care less about the fans. They already know the fans that have been watching them since the beginning, and that's going to continue to keep watching them. They're going to pay $30 if they don't have Xfinity or some of these other cable outlets or streaming outlets that's going to have ESPN. They're gonna pay the $30 a month. They'll do it. The hardcore fans is gonna do it, and it's gonna be business as usual. But I'm pretty sure in the next couple of years they'll probably bump that price up to like $50 a month, something crazy like that, and people still gonna pay that as well because that's the type of economy we live in right now. So if you're willing to pay it, they're gonna be like, hey, come on through.
And to your point, before Cravante goes, also Cravante, you can talk on this. NFL Network also purchased by ESPN. Red Zone will be hitting the ESPN as well. More games on ESPN. ESPN taking over the fantasy football app. So ESPN is moving and they lose UFC, but getting Red Zone. I mean, what do you think about some of this? Hearing what WWE, Cravante, this streaming, man, it's pricey. It's supposed to be the alternative. Now it's even more expensive.
It's so crazy because you're absolutely right. But the crazy thing is this happened all before our eyes. At one point, it was just Netflix. Then it was just Hulu, Amazon Prime, and it was a little bit of money. It was a little bit of money. It's like, all right, but cable was still pretty prominent in certain households. I know a lot of our, older relatives probably still had cable and all that good stuff. And then slowly but surely, the cable cutters started coming, and they started slowly raising the prices. Disney popped out, and when Disney popped out, they got Star Wars, they got Marvel, and it's like, oh my gosh, Disney is completely taking over. But we kind of already felt that, and now they're like really sticking their foot on everybody's neck. They're buying everything. The NFL Red Zone. Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. There's been a lot of Sundays where I just would watch the NFL Red Zone because it is so crazy. Like, because they show you every game, key moments of every game. Like, oh, somebody's about to score. Going to Seattle. You know what I'm saying? Going to Baltimore. Baltimore's in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? So I like that aspect of it, because it gives me a feel like we at live. Remember we've gone down when we've seen like multiple TVs and multiple games at the same time. The red zone kind of simplified that and made it cool. You know what I'm saying? So that was a great pickup. Wait, who picked it up?
ESPN.
ESPN.
Disney
But if you
again.
have
Disney again.
if you have ESPN, you're good though. That's why I put this up.
Man, it's absolutely bananas. And cable, we don't talk about cable no more. Like, do y'all know that the Showtime app is gone?
It is.
No surprise.
Yeah, I believe it's through Paramount now. It's all Paramount.
It's through Paramount now. So
Yeah.
it's so crazy because y'all remember once upon a time HBO and Showtime were the Sugar
two.
Honey Iced Tea.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
it was them two.
Showtime
now,
for boxing and
boxing
and comedy.
Some of the greatest, some great shows. But HBO, Showtime, The Wire, you know, Sopranos, you know, all those things. And now we're at a point where everything is being streamed, like from what we watch to what we listen to, everything. Like, I haven't watched regular cable and I couldn't tell you how long. But this is the new wave. This is where we're at. And I'm not surprised that wrestling is right in the thick of things, because
right in the thick of it,
you know, that industry knows how to make a buck. That's what I've noticed from listening to y'all. I'm like, again, everybody knows I'm not the biggest wrestling fan, but they know how to make a buck. They know how to make a buck. They know how to build a story. They know how to have a storyline. They know how to create their own live content, and it's the wildest drama, everything. So I'm not surprised that wrestling is getting a piece of the pie as well.
I ain't gonna hold you though. This might be a perfect time to be a cable a cable subscriber again, because it's like everything is just going to cost as much as a cable bill anyway. So
back in the day, and that was the whole thing about streaming. They was like, It's cheaper than cable. It's cheaper than cable. But then when you got two favorite shows that's on two different apps, now what? Now you got to get this app. You got, because I like this show, or I like Stars because of Power. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, stuff like that. And before you know it, I'm paying $200. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, damn, this feel like cable right about now. It's just that instead of one bill, it's like 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I don't have any of them, because I'm like, listen, I'll find another way. But those that like, oh, I got this app, I got this app, I got this app. It's like, add it up. Now go back in time, go now, pull up some receipts from your old cable bills and versus what you're paying us. Like, wow. And this was supposed to help us. This was supposed to help us save money, and all it did was, all right, we'll nobody's gonna notice. That's the game they played. Nobody's gonna notice.
And look who's doing a new commercial, guys, for the app.
Oh, Joe, who is that? Oh, John Cena.
Yeah,
of course. Oh God,
my heavens!
There's Stephen A. Screaming A. Pravante.
Screaming A.
Hey,
man.
look, at least we got Action Jackson. Oh, Asia Wilson. Hey,
there you go. There you go. Next era.
But I will say this: ESPN had to do something. They absolutely had to do something, because ESPN has fallen off. Y'all remember when we were in college? ESPN was everything. ESPN2, ESPN News, and then we had a little ESPNU.
ESPN, I was gonna say, because they're good for HBCU games.
Exactly. That was all popping when we was in college, and now ESPN last 5 years, once pretty much once Skip left, they kind of you know went down. It's crazy to say that out loud, but they had to do something because they were drowning. Like ESPN2, like ESPN what? You know what I'm saying? Like, so they had to do something because they were sinking. And then these allegations with the Achos and the Joy Taylors and those and Shannon Sharps and all that those things don't help. You know what I'm saying? But ESPN absolutely had to make a move just to save themselves. You know what I'm saying? At this point.
Yeah, like you said, ESPN had, you know, Shannon Sharp, Fox had Acho and Joy. The industry was just a mess, man.
Now it's a monopoly. I said it in the video. You guys can check it out. I was live for over an hour. It's a monopoly because they got Red Zone. They have WWE. I mean, they don't have UFC anymore, but they are monopolizing everything. So, guys, they got they got 180 million from Peacock. They get 325 million from ESPN. $145 million increase. I don't give great financial advice, but I told people if you're able to, get you some WWE TKO stock. I know they're in debt, but get on board now because the stock is only going to go up.
Be out. They
You're
gonna
right.
get out the red.
Yes,
They
I told people in the video, at least get you a share. I think it's $140 something. Get you a share of some TKO stock. Hold on to it till next year. Once we get to WrestleMania season, that stock is going to go up. Trust me.
Hey, Raj, what they say? Buy low, sell.
Ah,
Yes.
Or just keep on buying.
Hey man, if you got it,
Keep on buying, baby.
by all means, if you got it.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they are at, how much are they at? Did it go up? It doesn't say. Let me see. TKO. $180. So they're actually up. They are up. They're up to 180. So there you go. There you go. In case you want into some free financial advice from the Flex Zone, there you go. $180. They are up
We got a financial
10.23%. Yes, 10.23%, by the way. There you go. So,
They are no longer in debt.
Hey Dre, we gotta have we gotta bring some guys on. We got a financial segment, yo.
Hey, look, I just talked to Uncle Joe not too long ago, man. He definitely will help out with the numbers.
like Rod said, and Mark, you said it. What are they gonna do with boxing? They need a deal. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
I wish
Get you
HBO
some.
still had it, but
Get you some TKO stock. Speaking of which, you ready to get goofy, Cavante?
Yes, sir.
Let's get goofy because that is one thing we do well here on the Flex Zone podcast. We help you make money, but we get goofy as well. Let's bring up and call to the bullpen the one and only Goofster himself.
Of course. Something wrong here.
Jam. Oh, jam. Stupid. Just stupid. Well, now that's goofy.
Well. Welcome, good people, to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. I appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time to let me tell the good people what I thought was goofy this week. We talk about all levels of goofy. Talk about high, low, mid, in between, all that. All the goofy stuff gets talked about. And we just try to figure it out. We make jokes, we laugh, but then we also want to shed light on things that's goofy that need to stop being goofy. And once you know it, as soon as the football season comes back, week 1 of the preseason, they do not disappoint, and they deliver a goofy. And wouldn't you know it, Dre, that it's from the damn Dallas Cowboys. Ain't that something? Ain't it?
No surprise.
Ain't it something? Like it's so crazy. Like I know the Cowboys aren't starting this early. They'll never start this early. You know what I'm saying? But
last year they did with the Dak contract, so they start.
Oh man, listen, and Jerry Jones is going to continue, but this time it wasn't Jerry, which makes this so much funnier. Byron, do you have the do you have the clip?
Yes, and I also have some news on the Dallas Cowboys. Speaking of streaming, they'll be on a streaming network near you this month, I believe. So that's a little tease.
Wait, streaming like just Cowboys content?
They have a
it's
special
a
coming out.
documentary on.
Yeah,
it's a documentary
on the. I'll show you. But here you go.
Yeomans on the sideline can clear things up as we look at CD Lamb on the sideline. Kyle?
Yeah, guys, this happened right in front of me. CD Lamb was celebrating Jonathan Mingo getting behind his defender. He was so excited, he jumped in front of an official, and the official ran over CD Lamb on the sideline. That's where the penalty comes in, and he was off the sideline. He was outside of the box, and so CD's the one that's being penalized here for the Cowboys sideline infraction.
bro, what are you doing? What are we doing? You know, this reminded me of, and it has some similarities, not the same thing, but y'all remember when I know the Ravens fans remember when Mike Tomlin did the shoot to the side with Jacoby Jones, rest in peace, was running up the sidelines on the special teams. I believe it was a kickoff. That's what that reminds me of. What you got here?
The stars are out for America's team. The Gambler and His Cowboys, premiering on Netflix August 19th. That's right. You spend more money on Netflix, your subscription goes up every month. You get more content with America's team. You got Dre's boy, Michael Irvin. You got Emmett Smith. You have Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and the rest of his oil, blood, money family. And you can't forget America's favorite cheerleaders. More essay allegations than people at a Diddy party. It is the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that, Cavante. Back to you, sir.
No, that's fine. Because the Mike Tomlin. Yep, the Mike Tomlin play when he was kind of like looking up and then he just kind of went to the side. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But what? Like, what are you doing, bro? You are inactive for a reason. How you get hit, Dre? How he get hit on his day off?
Good question, Craig. Good question.
Like, how do you get hit on your day off? Now, the next thing would have been if he got like seriously hurt. That would have been like extra goofy. But, bro, getting hit on your day off is crazy. Why are you that close to the field? Like, I know you know the rules. I know you know that you're supposed to be you're not supposed to be in that restricted area. Like, you basically like right where out of bounds is, you standing right there. And then he turned away like the play is not still going. Mark said, go down to the bottom, yo. CD goofy ass acting like Eugene from Hey Arnold. I'm okay. He fall down the sewer, or so he ride a bike in sewer. The drain little hole is open, and just like that, he falls in, and you hear, I'm okay. Because what are you doing? Like, you know how many people you could have gotten seriously hurt? The ref could have got seriously hurt, and the Cowboy season would have been over before it even started. We wouldn't even had to wait for a train wreck because the train wreck happened in week 1. No, not week 1 of the regular season. We're talking week 1 of the preseason. All this goofiness. And of course, the Cowboy star wide receiver would be the one to be all into the game, turning around, twirling, doing whatever goofiness he was doing, and he would get ran over by a referee. It's stupid. This is absolutely stupid. And it is right up the Cowboys' alley. I'm not surprised. It is hilarious. Stay out of the restricted area. Oh, the boys' organization is. The man is laughing. It says referee explains sideline collision with Cowboy CeeDee Lamb is more of a rare situation. Of course it is, because it's so rare. It's so rare that it only happens to the Cowboys. That's how rare this goofiness is. And yeah, they laughed and joked and kikied about it, but this is right up the Cowboys' alley. Right up the Cowboys' alley. And I love to see it. Please look at the Cowboys. And I want everybody to say, we don't want to be like them. We do not want to be like them. We need to look at them and we need to do better. We need to be more aware of our surroundings. Be very aware of our surroundings and just be in a better position. That's what we all need to do. Otherwise, and leave it to the Cowboys. Stupid. Just stupid. Dumb.
Stupid. Just stupid.
There it is. There it is. CeeDee Lamb, stay out the restricted area, please, and thank you. But we love the content. And as a Commanders fan, continue being goofy. Y'all know my line. There's a thin line between goofy and great. CeeDee Lamb is on the wrong end of it. Stay on the bench. You have no reason to be up like that.
Gosh, something wrong here.
Stupid. Just stupid. Jam. Oh, jam. Well, now that's goofy.
Real quick, Raj, while I pull something up, we got almost 100 people here watching on X and YouTube combined. Let them know what they need to do if they're watching this channel and all the great content we have here and what's coming up with football season. A little less than a month away. College football as well. August 30th, by the way, the Maryland opener. So, I don't know. We'll see what we're doing for Maryland this year. We may just do some live streams. I don't know. You guys like the live videos, so we may just keep it live. Raj, what do people need to do?
I think people need to come from X, go into YouTube, type in the Flex Zone podcast, hit the like and subscribe button. I see 96 people in here, and only 8 people or 9 people on the YouTube channel. Come on over to the Flex Zone podcast on YouTube and check us out over there. We have plenty of, all of our videos are up. Plenty of content, wrestling content. All the shows that we've done, not all 500, but most of the shows that we've done are on YouTube. A lot of live streams. So if you want to laugh, you want to, shoot the shit, watch some of our interviews that we've done, come on over and hit the like and subscribe button. We have something for everybody. So that's all we ask. And if you want to be a member, hit the join button. Only $5 a month. You can, custom emotes and some other things. So just come on over, hit the and subscribe to the Flex Zone podcast on YouTube.
Appreciate that. Drizzy Dre, episode 502 next week. What can the people expect?
Yes, episode 502. We're inching closer and closer, y'all, to football, as they would say on Pat McAfee. Man, you got college, like you said, in literally a few days, man. And by this time in a month, we'll be having NFL games. Excited, man. And don't forget baseball either, man. I was at the Dodgers game yesterday when they had that loss to the Blue Jays. So baseball is about to head into playoff baseball real soon. It's still exciting with sports, y'all. So stay tuned as we cover it.
It looks like week 0, and I maybe had this off. Week 0 of college football is next Saturday. So a week from Saturday, the 23rd, you got the week 0 games, and then you get into week 1, the 30th, which has Texas at reigning defending national champions, the Ohio State. So maybe next week we'll get into the top 25 college football. We know Texas is ranked number 1 for the first time. Maybe we'll do some college football. Raj can tell us how college football 26 is, and we can kind of get into some of the college football aspects of it. We're working on the picks thing. I haven't forgot. I want to incorporate some college, but yes, you can pick games with us coming up real soon. Just a little tease for the Flex Zone, much like we did with March Madness, much like we did for the NBA. You can pick games, and we'll do something special for the winner. Maybe giveaways, something special for all of you who join. If we can get the type of love we got with the college football, the basketball and the NBA playoffs as well. Oh, this is what I wanted to play for you. I had to search high and low for you, Cravante, but here, and Mark. I don't know if you can hear it. There you go.
You can't lose. But
Today I hurt half the team. No one got hurt that bad. Good news, guys. The doctor says I'll have my full memory back in a few weeks. Oh, what a pretty sign. Eugene, stop sign. I'm
What's the episode, yo? What's the episode? He was in, he failed, threw something on something, off of something. Eugene they called him the klutz.
There you go. Always got to bring a laugh to the people.
I appreciate that, Byron.
Yes.
And I'm sure Mark appreciates it as well.
Yes. Mark's laughing. yeah, Mark. They don't do foreplay in college football. They get straight to the action, if you know what I mean. They don't foreplay. They get straight to it. They go straight in raw. No protection. They go straight in first date raw. That's what they do. They don't play. We find out who the best of the best are.
Oh, the best of the best of the best. That's crazy.
Yes, hey man. Sometimes they gotta.
They said no need to wait.
Hey Dre, you know why I'm here. Walking, you know why he's here.
No bread, no water.
There you go.
Just meat.
Oh man, executive producer,
one tonight.
One half of the founding fathers, back from LA to Waldorf, back home, Drizzy Dre. We got you, man. Will you be available for football season? How's your schedule looking, man? And what can the people keep up with you, man? Executive producing this show for over 500 episodes.
Hey man, y'all know I'm here, man. It's been a long day, but look, I'm here, man. I'm like I said, I'm excited for what's to come within the next coming weeks because we have football.
Yes, and I'm thinking of just we'll do a special NFL preview show where we'll just talk about all the divisions and all that fun stuff and get into it because it's almost time. Cavante, Bebe, Commanders play this week. How you feeling about it? And maybe I don't know, we may have to try to do something this week. I don't know. My schedule's looking a little weird. I won't be here for some days, but the senior producer, Captain of the Goofy Ship, Cavante Bebe, how can people keep up with you and Commanders?
Hey man, we here, man. This is how you keep up with me. Follow the Flex Zone. And it's football season, so you know that content is fin to rev up. So if you've been following, the content's already been crazy, but y'all know how NFL season goes. It's going to get even crazier, especially with us adding the with everybody involved in the picks. That's going to be so fun. That's going to be a lot of fun. And birthday coming up. Birthday on Sunday.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I probably won't be too available this weekend.
Happy early birthday.
I definitely appreciate it. Appreciate it. So the Commanders going to do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? But football's back. It's amazing. That means the goofiness is gonna be an uptake in goofiness. So that's always fun.
Oh, we know.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're here for. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it.
I'm talking about your birthday, man. It's gonna be so goofy.
Oh yeah. Oh, come on, man.
Little taste.
Happy early birthday to the Mandalorian.
Hey, we got to 100.
Baby. Hey, that's right. Yeah, there you go. Come on over. Hit the like button and subscribe button. Hit the bell. Just crossed 3,500 subscribers. So appreciate everybody for subscribing on the road to 4,000 and beyond. Oh, man, we got a busy month still ahead. Got AEW, NXT, and WWE still on the way. Just found out today WWE is counter-programming AEW on the same night, September 20th. So we'll have a WWE main roster show and an AEW pay-per-view with the reunion of Edge and Christian, now Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. So we'll see. Maybe Brock Lesnar. So
it did happen.
Yeah, yes. Well, it's coming. It's coming.
Oh, okay.
But apparently they're talking about putting Brock on that so it can counter-program AEW. So we'll see. As more news comes out, we'll get more information. You may see me live this week if I get inspired to be on here. If I got some time, we'll see. We'll be live tomorrow for NXT and AEW Wednesday. No SmackDown this week because I won't be here. We got Cavante's birthday on Sunday, but no SmackDown on Friday. Won't be here, but we'll be back. Maybe Sunday if I get back, but We'll be back Monday for Raw and episode 502. But content in between then, probably some Ravens and some Commanders content as well. For Raj, social media producer, Dre, and Cravante, the founding fathers, senior and executive producer, yours truly, God's favorite host. Shout out to everybody in the chat. One more time, give it up for our host or our guest of the day, Big B, Brien Hanley from Steelers Almighty. Shout out to all the Steelers fans. We'll see. We'll get Brien back on Big B as well. More great guests coming your way. And like I said, a chance to pick against the Flex Zone podcast. Look for that real soon. Stay tuned to the channel. We're working on it. It will be free. Just got to sign up. But we'll get that set up and out to you. We're putting the kids to bed. Episode 501 in the books. Only place giving you sports how you want it, fellas.
When you need it.
Throw your ones up. Acknowledge us. Flex Zone 1 on all social media. Twitter, Instagram, Flex Zone 1, and the Flex Zone podcast on TikTok, Cash App, the Flex Zone 1. And as always, super chats aren't obligated, but appreciated. You can send those in as well. Support what we do. Appreciate every one of you. Vote on the poll. We're out of here putting the kids to bed. We'll see you tomorrow for NXT here on the Flex Zone podcast. Peace. Thank you for watching.